All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for real people just like you, just like me. Want to thank some subscribers that are subscribing and some patrons who are patronizing. Patreon, $1 a month, $2 a month, and then, send me messages all day long. I try to get to them all. Sometimes I'm asleep, so if I'm asleep, I won't be responding until I wake up, because that's how it works. Anyway, Garth Brooks has decided to pull the plug on his Gillette Stadium concert dates in Foxborough. It's where the New England Patriots play football. I went to a few concerts and sporting events there when it was called Foxborough Stadium before a woke razor blade company took it over and has the name and probably pays for the upkeep and so forth. But needless to say, Garth had sold quite a few tickets. I don't know if this is a reaction to the fact that a lot of people were supposed to do the thing at his last concert, and he was horrified by the fact that only 35 people decided to do the thing, even though he was offering a lottery for upgraded tickets. He wasn't just giving. Why the heck wouldn't you just give everybody, if this is the last thing they do in their life, right? Because this thing might not go so well, especially long term. So if they do this thing, it's kind of like the Make-A-Wish Foundation, right? Can't you just give me a better seat, for me actually doing this? No, of course not. You're put in a lottery, and then maybe you'll win. You have a 1 in 35 chance to win. 70,000 people attended. He's got these large concert dates. And by the way, Massachusetts, very into the thing. I mean, they're losing people in Massachusetts who've done the thing, and now they're talking about boosting. Imagine the boosters. They're going to do boosters. Really? Wow, that worked really well. Well, we thought this was really going to work, but it works for a little while. But of course, you're going to have periodic boosters, like a booster here, a booster there. And, maybe every 6 months, some people every 3 months. What? I don't want to be a ZZ Top song. By the way, I'm thinking of Pincushion, just in case you wondered. It is a song by ZZ Top, and I don't want to be a pincushion. Look, folks, this is just more kind of admission to some degree that the stuff that they're trying to do isn't working. And by the way, for those of you who think that, well, if everybody would just comply, life would be great. Really? Look what's going on in Australia right now. You think life is great? Do you think martial law is a really good thing? Do you think that might be, a possibility here? Oh, no, it could never happen here. I mean, really? Because last year, there's a lot of stuff that's happening now that last year, I said, no way that would ever happen here. I mean, now you have to have your passport. Arnold Schwarzenegger says, screw your freedom. Screw it. I guess his heritage, is showing, his ancestry and what he's really all about, because he was really good with that. People love that quote, or at least they don't love the quote, but they like saying it because Arnold says it and it's funny. But when you listen to it back, you think, really? Arnold, I mean, this country has done a lot for you. You know what I'm thinking? At that point, you just kind of like, if you have an opinion, maybe you take a step back and you don't say, screw your freedom, get to the chopper, which I prefer over screw your freedom. We are in really dark days, folks. A lot of the patrons on this channel, all day long, they send me things. They send me articles. They send me links to things, and I read them, and I'm just like, and I'm just talking about, I was a guy who decided to upload a video one day about Steve Perry from my living room, from my disheveled living room with kids' toys and clothes all over the floor. And I just decided I want to talk about Steve Perry's return to music. Here I am 5 years later, contemplating world events, contemplating lockdowns and the lack of freedom and the lack of expression and the lack of informed consent. By the way, let me wrap up with this. All right. If you think you have informed consent, you don't. Because if you're not absolutely terrified of what's happening right now, then you don't have informed consent. All right. I know you need to think that through. If you have questions, if you're a patron, you want to talk about this, again, it's $1 a month if you're not a patron. But Garth Brooks, not surprising. Garth is part of that crowd. You know, he's part of the Gillette Stadium crowd, or at least the ownership of the stadium. I'm sure they're very thankful that he's decided to destroy the revenue stream in that nice part of New England, southwestern part of the Boston sort of viewing area, listening area, if you're a radio geek like me. So that's it. That's the video. I'm sure there'll be more cancellations to come. Thanks for watching.